It feels so good to be back on YouTube. I haven't filmed porn content in such a long time, but girl, when life is happening to you, for you, coming at you, you just have to take it all in. And it led me to this. So I put in my 2 weeks yesterday, and I feel so good about it, to the point that look how God works. Just in Europe for a couple, well, 10 days actually, and I came back, and a different opportunity with the same company came about where we're going to be doing genetic testing, and they're going to require me to travel much more than I was with the drug testing. I still will be doing that, but I'll be going to Dominican Republic, for example, Monday to Wednesday, and then I'll be in Tennessee on Friday to Sunday. I'm currently in Bradenton right now, so I have been traveling a lot, and I have been called for a few months now. So I moved back to Florida. I moved back home ever since the last time you guys saw me, because I needed to do a lot of grounding, and so much has happened, y'all, in the past 8-9 months, and I've grown and been stretched much more than I have for a lot of my adult life. So I have been called to do something creatively, and I know and I feel that it's something that's going to turn into something beautiful. And I'm currently living in an answered prayer, because about a month or so ago, not even that long, I really started diving more into my faith and having trust and faith into the unknown, because everything always works out for me. It doesn't matter what it is. Of course, when you're going through certain things, it doesn't feel that way. You ask God, why are you doing this to me? Why are you stripping me of this? Why are you pulling me away from X, Y, and Z? And then you realize that is happening so you can get all the bullshit out of the way and then get back to yourself. Because essentially that's what we're trying to do. With substances, with people, with experiences, we're trying to fulfill something that cannot be filled when it's coming from the ego and not from our higher consciousness. So I decided to put in my 2 weeks, and it was something that I've been wanting to do, because I was asking God, I want you to take things away from me that aren't in alignment, more responsibility. I want more accountability. I want more discipline. I feel like I'm ready for that in my life, because I've had a very good system and structure up until this point, to where I feel like I can take on more. So when I got this job, I had just gotten fired from my last job. So I was working at a hotel doing waitressing, and the day I got fired from that job, I got an interview with a job that I currently have, getting paid $35 an hour full-time, doing genetic testing at a clinic. And I've been there since December. And I was in Europe, how I mentioned earlier, for 10 days, and it just once again brought in my perspective and made me realize anything is possible when you put your mind, your will, and your intention towards it. So when this new opportunity came that I was going to be needing to travel more, it opened up doors for me in the sense of I am limited working in 8 to 5 because I have to be somewhere, and I do genetic testing, so I have to talk to clients, and I have to talk to patients, and I have to interact with the office staff and the people, and it limits me, because what I really want to do, which is in the creative realm, I have to sneak off times here and there at work, doing what I want to do on the computer, designing, doing X, Y, and Z, talking to certain people. I have to sneak around to do that, and it doesn't feel well, because that's what I know I want to do. So it's time to act like I know better, because I do. And at the end of the day, it's all for alignment. These things that keep popping into your head, whether it's ideas, whether it's circumstances, conversations that need to be had, when you get that idea or you get the thought of, I need to get a better friend group, I need to take this out of my life, I need to stop engaging with this, I need alone time, I need solitude, and I need to ground and get back to myself. That's where the magic happens, because that's your higher self, that's your intuition talking, and you can't shut that off for much longer than you already have, or that we have, because we tend to do it and we always go right back to where we need to, and that's typically on our face or on our ass, whichever one. But I put in my 2 weeks yesterday, and I ended up getting a call. These people have, I don't know why my resume is still up on Indeed, but it is. They reached out to me, and they were asking me if I wanted to work for concierge doctors, which that's typically what I contract with in my mobile phlebotomy business. And so this lady calls me, she gives me the rundown of the job. She's like, yeah, typically the pay range is from $40 to $50 an hour. So I was like, wow, okay. And then I said, well, I do drug testing and I have my own mobile bottling business. I typically contract with establishments like yours. And the $40 to $50 an hour, although it's attractive, it wouldn't really work for me. The fact that I was able to turn that down so effortlessly, and it just put things in perspective where I used to think that God used to test me, like, oh, let's throw this challenge at her, let's test her, and let's see if she fails or prevails. My perspective now is that is me testing me. That is things coming into my orbit, into my awareness, because I am proving to myself how bad it is that I want something. Okay, you say you want more responsibility, you say you want to pursue this creativity. When you are leveling up, and this is your old identity, your old self, right? And then there's your new self. You're leveling up. This little chunk in between, that is the chunk of most resistance, most challenges. That's when you have to prove to yourself how bad you want it, so you can just skyrocket and leave this old Flavio, old you behind, right? And that's the level that I'm at. And I know that I've been like dipping into it. I've been like on and off, but I'm right there, y'all. I'm right there. And that's why I feel like this is the place and the time for that to happen, because the way that things have moved, the alignment that I've had, the fact that I can quit my job with no worry, and I have no reservations, I don't have any resentment, I don't have any blockages, because I know that the uncertain is better than the concrete evidence that I do have. And that's what faith is: believing in something that hasn't happened yet, and believing in yourself, and of course your God, whoever that might be. So I just wanted to make this quick video because I feel like you need to follow your instincts. And I know it's hard, trust me, I know it's hard, especially when most of the time you have to give up something, and that something is your old self, your old patterns, your old behaviors. And it's hard, y'all, because I moved back home because I was going through it financially, mentally, spiritually. I was creating my own hell, and I was trying to get out of it by doing more of what got me there. And I strayed away from myself, I strayed away from my family, and I knew I needed my mom. I needed some feminine energy in my life because I was very masculine and very much in survival mode. I didn't accept help. And there's been other people along the way that have helped me get to where I am right now. So I'm not going to discredit them, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people you talk to, how many podcasts you hear, how many books you read, how many hours you put in on YouTube studying. You have to take action, right? You have to take action, and it's consistently. You have to do something every single day to work towards what you want, right? Whether it's put aside a certain amount of time a day to do what you want, to do what you really want. And of course, it's always good to have a backup plan and have a job, right? That's ideal, logical, rational. Have a job in the meantime while you pursue certain things. But a lot of times you have to give up having something concrete and just throwing yourself and immersing yourself head on to what you want to do when you know it's something that you want, when you know it's going to work out. And that's the thing, I know it's going to work out. Y'all, I have so much confidence in myself that I said I was able to quit my job and put in my 2-week notice and not feel any type of way about it. I was tempted with something that paid me better, essentially, but guess what? It was still gonna put me in a limited place where I still was not gonna have time to do what I wanted to do. And it was something that, again, I would have taken up that offer within a heartbeat. And it's not for me. And I know it's not for me because those $50 an hour are gonna mean nothing. They don't mean anything to me now. So when I start making the money that I know I'm gonna make, that's gonna be like, man, I can't believe I was even considering, which I'm not, but it's like, I can't believe that even came into my mind where, okay, let me entertain the idea. So yes, y'all, alignment is gonna get you so much further than hustle ever will. And that's something that I read or saw. I don't remember if it was a video or a quote, but I saw that and it clicked. And again, I've said in the past, when you're getting closer to approaching your 30s, things just start clicking and start making sense. And it's like, wealth of knowledge just comes to you like never before. Or maybe you were more receptive, right? We're a little bit more yoked in life. We're a little bit more experienced, and things just start making sense. Just like, again, looking back on my life, it has always worked out for me. And it works out even faster when I actually believe things are happening for me. You're like, we need to go back to God, y'all, whoever that may be to you. And I always say that because I've looked into Jesus, I've looked into Allah, I've looked into more esoteric. It's my type of vibe now. But I'm not going to dismiss the fact that there's a source, there's a creator, there's a universe, and these religious representations of God are there so different people can relate to them, right? You can start off as a Christian and end up changing your religion, or you can identify as a Christian but care more so about your relationship with Jesus Christ than you do about your relationship with church and going there. Just believe in God, believe in yourself, talk to yourself, journal. I'm such an advocate for journaling, y'all. I love writing. I love writing. That's like the best decompressor, best coping mechanism for me, especially when I get to go back on my journals and see like, damn, this is where I was X amount of time ago. Like, look at the things that happened. Specifically having a gratitude journal. I recommend, and I don't do this often, but I recommend having a gratitude journal. I write in my gratitude journal once, like whenever I get certain downloads or whenever I'm able to sit back, be like, damn, this has been a really good week, or this has been a really good month, or like the past few days, or like, you know. But I recommend just even waking up and just voicing to God, thank you for bringing me this awareness, thank you for waking me up, thank you for my limbs, thank you for the ability to walk and talk and make money, thank you for my ability to love, I'm grateful for the car that I have, I'm grateful for the clothes on my body. Just when you start talking like that, if you look, I get goosebumps because it just feels so good. So I just recommend going back to God, going back to yourself, consult things with God first and not with the people around you. And be honest with yourself. If there's no other time for you to be honest with yourself, be honest with you with God. Cry. Y'all, I think I said this too. I cry so often. It's insane. But a lot of the times that I cry is happy tears or just out of gratitude, and then just out of feeling so good and seeing the blessings and the fruition in my life and things that are happening to me. I feel so good that I cry. But I be in my feelings all the time. But it's good because you need to express that and you need to get that out of your body, because you can tell when people are holding heavy energies and when they're just bothered and troubled. Cry that shit out. Let it out. Write it out. Voice memos. I probably have more voice memos than I do journal entries, because I just be talking to myself or when things that I realize. And I also know that solitude, y'all, solitude is so beautiful. I love my own company. Of course, I also love having friends around and mingling and socializing, but I honor my alone time, because that's when I get to be honest, and that's when I get to feel things, and that's when I get to realize things, because I don't have anything else to distract me from myself. And a lot of times we seek comfort in other people when we need to seek that with, you know? So that's all I have to say. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I don't know when you're watching this. It's May, it's springtime, it's about to be summer, so I cannot wait to be outside. And by outside, I mean in the trails, in the springs, in the ocean. I cannot wait to just be outdoors and see all the greenery, the sunlight. I say that now. Y'all, yesterday it was like 94 degrees outside, and I was like, oh hell no, it's way too hot. So yeah, but again, this is where we are in life. It's not black and white. We're always in the gray area. So yes, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. I hope it's not that long, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna say I'm sorry, because I'm not, because I was going through it. But hey, maybe the next video will be sooner than what we think, so who knows. But whenever I drop what I know I am going to drop, it's in the works right now. I'm talking to different manufacturers. Whenever I drop, I'm gonna announce it on YouTube first, and I cannot wait for y'all to see, because it's so beautiful. I put so much intention into it. It has to do with untangling and letting go of certain things and asking yourself certain questions that we typically avoid to not feel those feelings. But back to what I was saying earlier, we need to let those feelings out. They need to come outside of our bodies so our nervous system can regulate, and we're able to accept lessons and awareness and a whole bunch of other things. But I'll see you on the next one, okay?